It was an ordinary night hanging out with friends, but for William, something far from ordinary was about to unfold. A strange encounter with a woman, a strange feeling in the air, and an unsettling transformation that would leave him questioning reality. What did William and his girlfriend witness that night? Was it just his mind playing tricks, or was there something darker at play? Hello, I'm Arudai, and welcome to Moonskull. If you're looking for tales of horror, the paranormal, sci-fi, and the unexplained, then you are in the right place. I know you 5,000 wonderful fear addicts, as well as the 30% of you closet horror buffs who still have not subscribed, are eager to get to the story I just mentioned, so let's dive into William's chilling experience. It was just another night for William and his girlfriend Beth. They had joined their friend at his house where they were hanging out, chatting, and enjoying the night, the usual crew. Everything was going fine, or so it seemed. But there was something off about their friend's neighborhood. She was a woman who had a troubled past, a former drug user, possibly still one. She'd often stop by for a drink and join in the festivities, but there was an undeniable strange aura about her, something William couldn't quite put his finger on. On this particular night, they were in the living room alone. Beth and her friend were in the back room, and William was sitting on the couch, distracted by his phone. The late night had taken on an eerie quietness. And then, a sound. A knock at the sliding door. William turned his head towards the sliding door, half expecting their friend to answer it. But when he looked out, all he saw was the glowing cigarette tip hanging in the air by itself, no one holding it. The shadowy shape moved, and the cigarette stayed there, just floating. Confused, he stood up to investigate, but before he could reach the door, their friend came down the hall to answer the knock. In walked the neighbor woman. So William didn't say anything. He convinced himself it was just the dark playing tricks on his eyes. Hours passed and the atmosphere grew heavy. William couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. The neighbor woman had gone to sit in the darkest corner of the room, the shadows swallowing her up as she began speaking. Her words didn't make any sense, rambling, incoherent sentences, as though her mind weren't entirely present. William began to feel dizzy, a fog settling in on his mind as he tried to focus on her. But then something worse happened. As he blinked, he swore he saw her face morph. It stretched unnaturally, becoming long and thin with a sharp point for a chin. Her eyes darkened and her mouth was barely visible. It wasn't just her face that was changing. A shadow seemed to envelop her, casting a strange, ominous figure in the room. William's mind raced. Was he seeing things? Was it his exhaustion or something worse? Suddenly, he felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility. His protective instincts surged. He didn't know if Beth could see what he saw, but he had to be strong. He couldn't let anything happen to her. So he tried to remain calm, though the fear gnawed at his stomach, but before he could act, their friend came down the hallway, turned on the lights, and everything changed. The woman's face returned to normal, as though nothing had happened. Still unsettled, they left shortly after, but the oddness didn't stop there. Once they got into the car, Beth asked if he saw anything strange. Her description matched exactly what William had seen. Worse yet, Beth revealed that the woman had told her something that sent a chill down William's spine. The neighbor had told Beth she needed to separate from him, that he was no good for her, and that she should stay with their friend that night. The following morning, the unease remained. They couldn't shake the feeling that something supernatural had occurred, something dark. They spent the day trying to make sense of it all, but that only left them with more questions. What was this woman? What was the truth behind the strange happenings they had both witnessed? They decided to cleanse their space, performing a ritual with sage, but it wasn't the last time that they would think about that night. And there you have it, folks, a haunting tale of a seemingly ordinary night that turned into a chilling encounter with the unknown. What do you think happened to William and Beth? Was it just a case of overactive imaginations, or was there something far more sinister at play with this woman? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want more of this kind of wild paranormal real life madness, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe, because we got plenty more where that came from. I'm Arudai, and until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't explain.